Hi, I'm Austin Ward, Vice President at WHS Homes. We're here in the timber frame shop. We've got a couple of cool truss projects in production right now, so I thought I'd bring you out here to take a look at these two different style trusses. So for one project, in both cases here, these trusses are going to be in the great rooms of some newly constructed homes, and we love just doing parts and pieces and truss systems for local builders. And that's what we're doing here. On this project, we've got a scissor truss with a king post, and on this project, we've got kind of a modified king post collar tie truss. So in this case, we have a collar tie that's lifted up a little bit higher than it typically would be, and it has a nice curved radius in the bottom cord. And if we come around here, we can take a look at a couple of these being assembled on the shop floor. So here first, we have one of the scissor trusses. And this is a great traditional style of timber frame truss where you have basically crisscrossing bottom cords, and you have rafters, and in this case a king post. Some scissor trusses are assembled without a king post. These trusses can be a little challenging to get to work structurally, particularly at large spans and low roof pitches. In this case, this one primarily uses mechanical fasteners that are concealed within the beams. So we have some bolted connections and some threaded rod fully concealed within the timber so that all that's seen in the space is the Doug fir timber. And if we come over this way, we have one of the modified king post collar tie trusses that's in the process of being assembled. So here we've got the Doug fir rafters, we have a king post coming down and the struts, and then our arched bottom cord will go across in the middle here. In a typical collar tie truss, you'd have that bottom cord, that collar tie would be in the lower third of the rafter span. For aesthetic reasons, it was raised up in this project, and in part for that reason, we are using mechanical fasteners here. So we're going to have a couple of bolted connections where we have some hex bolts that come through the rafter and actually made up with a proprietary bolted connector that is embedded into the collar tie. And so it's a really elegant truss. It's got a nice soft radius on that collar tie with the detail of the king post and the struts included. And you'll see peg, mortise, and tenon connections, and this truss also utilizes some concealed mechanical fasteners for structural integrity. And we do have a completed example of this truss over here currently. Once these are all done and sanded and prepped, we will be applying some stain to these trusses and shipping them to site, fully pre-finished and assembled and ready to drop in place. So just some beautiful trusses in process out here right now, and kind of neat to see two different types being used in a very similar application for two different projects, two clients.